Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Tomorrow, big game, Juve Milan. Has always been and will forever be a big game, a poster of Serie A. Regardless of the season, regardless of the situation, regardless of who's sitting on the bench. And for these two men, Allegri, Pioli, it could possibly be the last Juve Milan on benches of respective team. We'll speak about that, we'll speak about, pay attention, controversial hot takes, unpopular opinion on two big topics. If Allegri is sacked, well, looks like the rumors are saying he wants to keep his entire salary. Chaos online. I want to speak about it. Like I also want to speak about the chaos that started yesterday after Nico Schira announced there is a near done deal with the next possible goalkeeper of Juventus 24-25, Michele Di Gregorio, because a TikTok that was already known, well, after the words of Nico, was leaked again. Totally viral, people, chaos, huh? They couldn't believe what they were watching. How on earth a goalkeeper is choosing Handanovic over Buffon? Well, also there, I have some big unpopular opinion. Maximum of like if you didn't yet. Please continue to subscribe. 30,000 Juventini before the end of the season. I repeat. And now we will start speaking about the pain in the ass, the double pain in the ass that Atalanta will be from today until the end of the season. No, I want to speak about something else first. I want to remind you that yesterday we uploaded a fantastic video. Unboxing of €2,000 worth football goods. Thank you, Nino, again. All the people that watched it, from now on, they are super happy. They said, fantastic video, Pepe. The editing is on point, the joy that you're able to transmit. And if you're looking for a bit of fun in this depressing, scary end of the season, go and watch it because it's just really, really beautiful. I'm counting on you. It's on the channel Football. You can find the link here. And now we go back to reality. We speak about the pain in the ass. Atalanta qualified. They are in the final of Coppa Italia. Disaster Fiorentina, disaster Italiano, but that's something that I want to speak in a live maybe about Italiano that is never learning, never. On the other side, Atalanta, they know how to do it. They know how to achieve again a final of Coppa Italia. Fantastic goal of Scamacca, then Lookman on fire. Scamacca that will miss the game for a yellow card, that was according to me a bit too much. Locatelli will also not be there, also him suspended for the final, and that will be a big one, you like or you don't like. At the moment, we don't know what is the possible alternative of Locatelli because we never saw it. We watch a bit there Miretti, we watch a bit there Hans Nicolucci, we are playing a final. The only possible trophy that Juventus can lift for 3 seasons. So it's real. Atalanta will be a real pain in the ass. They are confident, they are ultra boosted, and they will also be a pain in the ass for the remaining part of the season, the Champions League run. At the moment, only Inter is certain to qualify. Milan needs a bit of points, Juve, Bologna, then you have Roma, Atalanta. And since yesterday, that 95th minute win of a 94-minute game, that yesterday was played for only 18 minutes because they postponed it, well, after that goal of Cristante, that gave them the 3 points, I see a total paranoia in the Juventini. A Juve world is totally scared. We will not do it. We will finish 6th. We'll be out of it. Milan, Bologna, Atalanta, Roma will take their tickets and not Juve. I tell you the truth, I don't care. That result of yesterday didn't change anything in my calculations. I'm not scared about Atalanta in Serie A. I'm not scared about Roma in Serie A. I'm scared about ourselves. You know why? Because if we have a joker, that is Atalanta-Roma, that will be played on match day 36, only one of them should, in theory, be able to enter that top 5. Whoever wins that big game has more credit to enter that top 5. But I'm scared about ourselves, because we have 7 points to do. If all the other ones, Atalanta-Roma, they continue to win, except of that confrontation, if they win all their game, we need 7 points. Less if they don't win all their games. 5 games at disposal, 6 for Atalanta. But I'm scared about ourselves. Of course, I'm scared about ourselves. Milan, without defense, will we be able to score against them? Will we be able to not concede in our home? Big question. Then Roma, they will have that anger, that belief, especially if they do something else this weekend, if they are able to continue to dream. That's what I'm fearing, ourselves, not that much the other ones. And I want to qualify against Milan already with 3 points. Roma maybe again with other 3 points, so that we can really focus on Coppa Italia and then making a dream of a kid come true. Because then the 2 other remaining games, well, we would already have that ticket to the qualification of Champions League. We will probably have already a trophy that we celebrate the Coppa Italia, and then we can let Fagioli play, which would be a really beautiful gift. He wait, I believe he paid now. He already was punished, he accepted it. Now it's time to turn the page, and giving a bit of joy would be really beautiful for Fagioli, that yesterday on Instagram posted it. -1, he can't wait. He really can't wait with his shirt, with the number 21. I have the number 44. Can we go towards a big topic, a big controversial one, or maybe a good one? I don't know, depending on your perspective. Di Gregorio, there is their agreement with Juventus. Big title, big picture in tutto sport. There was a meeting of Giuntoli that went to meet Galliani, the boss of Monza. They spoke about Di Gregorio, and according to them, to Nico Schira and Tuttosport, they found an agreement. Agreement in principle between Michele Di Gregorio and Juventus for a contract until 2029 with a 2 million euro salary per year. Then people are thinking, Beppe, but why a goalkeeper? We should have gone for a midfielder first. What are the priorities of Juve? What is the price of this guy? Well, 20 million euro is the price tag. Could be negotiable on 15 million euro plus bonus, or to enter contropartita, a player, to decrease that request price. Still, we are speaking about 15, 18 million euro for a goalkeeper. Was that the priority? Well, according to, now it's not the first time, since a few weeks now, since a few months, we're seeing that there could possibly be a change in the goalkeepers. The 3 goalkeepers that have a contract until 2025, the end of Juventus, there are a few discussions there. Szczesny, that at the moment, well, he refused to extend his contract, lowering his salary. Maybe he's dreaming about the last season with Juve, maybe finishing with that Club World Cup and then stopping, or maybe going towards another team, maybe going to London, where he always said that he wants to finish his days. We don't know. Juventus really tried to keep Szczesny longer. He wants also maybe to stay longer, but not decreasing towards the 4 million euro offer that has been given. So Szczesny at 6.5, we know it. It's a lot for this Juventus, for Juventus in financial problems. So if they can't find an agreement, Szczesny could possibly leave this summer already. But looks like he has no intention to leave. Another one that could possibly leave is Mattia Perin, that after a few seasons being number 2, he could also want to be number 1, and leaving only as a number 1. Well, Monza, Di Gregorio to Juve, Perin becoming the number 1 of Monza could be a big one for him, and that makes sense. Of a Di Gregorio coming to Juve to have that bridge year, like a bit Szczesny Buffon, do you remember? With Di Gregorio being the second goalkeeper of Juve in a year that can see Juventus playing 60 games. Well, he could be the perfect bridge year for him. Being there as the number 2, learning what is Juventus, also learning from, according to me, a top goalkeeper, Szczesny, before Szczesny stopping at the end without contract in 2025, Di Gregorio becoming the number 1. Giuntoli, that is looking at Di Gregorio, saying he reminds me a bit of that Angelo Peruzzi, that a lot of you probably never saw. I always told you, Peruzzi is my big goalkeeper, the one not as good as Buffon, but the one that gave me a lot of emotions. Winning that Champions League, he was a pit bull. There in the goal, what a fantastic goalkeeper. So the premises are there. I really love Di Gregorio. I love Carnesecchi. People will tell me, Beppe, why not Carnesecchi? Carnesecchi, Atalanta, negotiating with Atalanta, dealing with Atalanta is much more difficult. Maybe we can say Atalanta 3 times a pain in the ass. Di Gregorio, a bit more easy to negotiate with Galliani, could be the right one. Then, for Szczesny, for Perin, that's still under discussion, but it could be a good one. But yesterday people went totally mad, totally crazy. Why? Because of that TikTok where they show him Handanovic, and then every time another goalkeeper, and he needs to choose who he keeps between Neuer and Handanovic, between Handanovic and I don't know. At a certain moment, he needs to choose between Handanovic and Buffon. A bit in difficulty there, but he's choosing at the end for Handanovic. Look, every sane person in the world would choose, of course, for Buffon. I think that inside of him, Di Gregorio is also convinced that Buffon is better. Now, don't forget about the past of Di Gregorio. Grew up in the youth academy of Inter, was the captain of the youth academy of the, I believe, the Primavera, captain of Di Marco, for example, captain of a lot of youth academy players of Inter. His idol, since he was a kid, probably meeting him, training with him, has always been Handanovic. I respect that, because he's speaking with his heart. He's not speaking with his mind. Like, for example, me, my GOAT, my forever best player ever. You can put me whoever you want next to it. I will always choose Del Piero. You can put Zidane, Platini, Maradona, Messi, Pelé, Beckenbauer. I don't care. I will always choose with Del Piero. I will even invent things that are not true to justify my choice. Can you be pissed off about him choosing with his heart in a TikTok game where you need to choose this or that? No, you can't. I have no problems with that. Then we know a lot of stories of players that are supporting other teams. Giorgio Chiellini, if we are going, and probably if back then there was TikTok for Giorgio Chiellini, would have probably chosen a player from Milan because he was a Milanista. Can you put in doubt that Giorgio Chiellini is a big Juventino, the biggest Juventino on earth? No, you can't. No, you can't. So let's get over it. If he's there and he will be professional, maybe he can become a Juventino. And maybe then we can do a TikTok and maybe I can interview Di Gregorio maybe next year telling him, were you serious or not? Who knows? Then speaking about that, about calciomercato, about goalkeeper, of course, there is one thing that is important. Qualification to Champions League that starts tomorrow. Later today we'll go with a video of the press conference of Max, who will be important in that game in Dusan Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic that is doing a much better year than all the years in Serie A. But he's still needing these, putting his stamp on a big game. He flopped a few occasions, so now we are expecting him. He can be really decisive. In a Milan, without defense. Look at the improvements of Dusan Vlahovic since 2021 when he was at Fiorentina. The passes at Fiorentina, 15.24 passes per season. He came to Juve, 16.2, 15.81 last season, where he was not great, 18.9 this season. So a progression from 15 passes average per game at Fiorentina, with 3 seasons later, 18.9, so 19 passes per game. What an improvement. But especially also in the percentage of accuracy, 72.7 at Fiorentina, 74.5 this season. The assist, 0.08 at Fiorentina, 0.1. So an increasement, an improvement there. Same for the passes in final third. 0.76 back then, 1.43 now. The passes succeeded in final third, 53.3 back then, 69. What an improvement, incredible. The passes received, so the fact that he's able to unmark himself, being more free, 9.86 received per game at Fiorentina, 11.63 2 seasons ago at Juve, 12.58 last season, this season 14.34. What an improvement. What an improvement of Dusan Vlahovic that I told you a few weeks ago. 2024 is the year of Vlahovic where we see an improved player. Speak about Dusan Vlahovic that will need to score to qualify us as soon as possible to Champions League, because we are still speaking about a coach, a possible coach. The departure of Max Allegri, but maybe Thiago Motta coming. And pay attention, until we qualify certainly mathematically, we have no certainty that it will be Thiago Motta. Because if Milan qualifies, Milan is on them. At least Sacchi and Capello that said, Milan, you're changing Pioli, go for Thiago Motta. Thiago Motta that is, at the moment, not taking a decision, or at least not clear, not publicly. He can stay at Bologna, could possibly go to Milan. The good news is that he will not go to Barcelona. Why? Because Xavi extended his contract. He will stay at the end. He will stay at Barcelona. So good news for Juventus, but we don't know. That's why we need to qualify as fast as possible. Because next season, I told you in the intro, Allegri could not be the coach of Juventus. Will it be Thiago Motta or not? And we finish with the big controversial take of yesterday, where the rumor came that if there is a goodbye between Juve and Max, if Juve would sack him to replace him, he will probably not coach. He will probably stay at home. He will probably ask the entirety of his salary for him and his staff. And people are saying, disgusting, not correct. What is he doing? We don't understand. He should leave like a prince, saying, no, I don't want that money, guys. What are we speaking about? Seriously. First of all, because we know it already happened in 2019, where he stayed at home and he took his salary. Then, guys, honestly, would you refuse to 7 million, because it's not 9, it's 7 million euro net. Would you refuse it? Especially when the club is telling you, you have this season an objective, that is qualification to Champions League and playing the Coppa Italia, going as far as possible, doing something beautiful in Coppa Italia. And if you reach these objectives, because the management told you, we can't do much more. We are not asking you the Scudetto. Of course, if you can, fantastic. And you reach these objectives. You always took all the shit of the world. A lot of time because of you, because you were accountable for it, because you were responsible for the situation. A lot of time you took shit on you, on your shoulders, just to cover, just to not publicly go against your club. I think it's totally deserved to taking that money, because when he signed a contract, nobody obliged Juventus to give him a contract of 4 years. It was a mistake. Now, yes, of course, we can say it was a mistake to go with 4 years, but nobody obliged Juventus to give him 7 million euro net for 4 years. How many coaches on earth left Juventus or left any club in the world still keeping their money? Pirlo, winning 2 trophies. He kept that money. Also him, we can say, but he received a fantastic chance of his life to win 2 trophies, to be at the helm of Juventus. He leaves and he keeps his money. Sarri won the Scudetto. You can say, it was fantastic. Never again he will win the Scudetto. Never before he won the Scudetto. He received a fantastic chance, because we are always seeing it from what they gave, but what did Juventus give to them? He left Juventus, he kept his salary. And all of them correctly. Absolutely correctly. The only difference is, of course, if the coach can find another team. Then the agreement is finished. Then you pay what you need to pay until the day that he leaves, and it's over. But at the moment, guys, does that mean we defend Allegri, we love it? No. Does that mean that he doesn't love you? No. The coaches, they have a contract, and if they have no other team, they stay at home and they keep their salary, which is totally normal in the world that we are living. And you will probably do the same. Probably not if you speak with your heart today, I love you, I would refuse it. But no, you would do the same. Like I would do the same. Like everyone would do the same. That was it about the controversial take. Is there something else that I want to do? No. We'll come back on the channel probably with a second video today, where we will do the press conference of Max Allegri. So grazie, forza, Juve.